Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the Vintage Story Guide. Admit it, you forgot about the mask, didn't you? I didn't. Welcome back everyone, we are back in the world on a clear and sunny day. Wow. We have frost up on the mountains there on those larch trees. Winter's going to tickle us soon with its long icy fingers. I don't like being tickled by icy fingers. In the last episode, though, we put together and filled, mostly filled, this wonderful little library with a parquet floor and redwood accents on the walls, and I'm really enjoying this nice little semi-cluttered space. I might put like a little rug or something here, which reminds me of something I wanted to get to a while back. But I could use like a little tiny circular rug right in the middle of this floor. I think would really just round this out. And also having a little piece of, cloth or carpet here would, well, in reality, it would help muffle some of the noises and just give us a nice floor to scuff our feet across and zap people in the neck with a static shock. Anyway, the thing that I was thinking of that I forgot to do a while back is I wanted to do something with these cattails, something we really haven't done before. Because in recent versions, namely this version, we are not able to make rush matting, which makes for a nice little entryway welcome mat. And I think we need a couple of these. Let's do for the front door and the back door. So let's see, let's do the rush matting on the inside right here. There we go. We come in, wipe our feet off, and then we proceed into the house. And we'll do the same for the front door up here. We can fit it underneath that. Oh, that is cool. Tyron, you're a genius. That is terrific. And now we have a welcome mat. Perfect. Anyway, if you have been watching this series and have not been living under a rock, then you know that we went to the Resonance Archive a couple episodes ago, and we ransacked it for everything it's worth, and we brought back all of the cool stuff, and we reviewed that stuff in the last episode. Now, there is one particular piece of equipment that we got from the Resonance Archive that I wanted to take a look at today, and that makes it a good reason why we have nice clear skies, because I dug out the glider schematic from our chest, and I wanted to build the glider and also talk about something else you can do with the schematic. So the schematic is a bit of a unique item in the game, in that it's not a tool with durability, but it is not consumed when you use it to craft the glider. It's just sort of used as a blueprint, if you will. However, because there's only one of these in the game, the developers let you copy it to make copies for your friends or whoever else you're playing with on a server, so you're not monopolizing, the only glider schematic in the game. So, to copy it, you quite simply put the schematic in your grid with 2 pieces of parchment, and you get 2 more glider schematics. Not sure why it's not just, 1 and 1, and why they don't stack. It's a little goofy to me, but okay. What happens if I do it again? Does any of them stack? Oh no, they don't stack at all. Interesting. I guess this doesn't stack. Ah, that's why. Well, now I have a bunch of these that are going to clutter my inventory. Oh well. But the nice thing is that you actually get the parchment in the library, so you have all the tools you need to copy it right there. Now, to make it, it's also quite simple. You just need the schematic, and once more, all the tools and materials you need are actually found also in the library. Now, we didn't actually take the leather with us, but you can get leather there, and rusty gears aplenty, and even a bit of plain cloth, along with, of course, sticks. And that is the glider schematic. Now, the glider is a bit of a unique beast. It is actually a backpack. So it's going to take the place of one of your backpack slots when you're wearing it, and it will only give you 2 storage slots. Yeah, not too bad. It's a pretty cool model. Now, if you have played any other specific certain block games that cannot be mentioned on this channel, then you will understand how this works. So you basically press the jump button while you're in the air and spread your wings. As you can see, we're not going very far because we are, a little close to the ground, which is why I made 64 ladders. I thought we should take a moment to just fly around and get a feel for how these things work. So let's just go up here, I guess. Well, here we are, folks. Wow, we're on level with those trees there. Interesting. So the glider, as I said, functions just like the other game, where you can press spacebar in midair while you're falling and spread your wings and fly. I have tinkered with this a bit in creative, and the gliding is a bit unforgiving. It's very fast, and you'll lose altitude quickly too. So it's not really great for like soaring. You're going to be sort of using it to go from point to point. Like, let's maybe go over there. We can probably get a good deal beyond our barn, but let's give it a whirl. Oh, here we go. Whoa! Okay, we barely got to our barn. So there we go. Let's try it again. Let's aim for maybe... Let's just sort of go in a circle. We'll attempt a bit of a circle around our base here. Let's see how this goes. Whoa! We're going really fast. Whoa, that's fast. Oh, no damage, at least. In creative mode, I did end up managing to... Well, I switched over to survival just to see how much damage we can do to ourselves, and it's really easy to lose all of your health with this thing. Let's aim for the barn again, see if we can get there this time. And away we go! There we go. Made it beyond the barn. Just barely, but we did. It counts, right? Hey, look, lightning rods. Anyway, that is about it for the glider. If I had a criticism of it, it's that while it's... Well, I don't want to say realistic because a glider of this size would not really work for a person, at least assuming Seraphs have the same approximate density as the average human, but it feels distinctly unsatisfying. So I hope to see this expanded in the future, maybe slow down the gliding and make it a bit more floaty like in certain other block games. And it would also be nice to be able to have a means of propulsion. Now, that might not be in the design of this game. That might not be what Tyron wants to do. But for adding it in the game and making it part of it, I kind of think it's needed. Because otherwise, I'm going to put this in a chest and I'm going to forget about it. Not going to lie, I'm going to forget about it. It's going to be in there. It's going to rot. I'm going to pull it out in 40 years because I'm cleaning up my garage. And all the cloth's going to be tattered and gross and dead. You get to go in here, buddy. Bye. You guys too. But yes, the short version is I can see where it's going. I would like to see this implemented in the game as something that's actually useful. Especially given the stories about Tybalt and the trader, or whatever his name was, who hired him to make these wings for him. I'd like a taste of what that guy experienced, because this is sort of, okay, we can get 100 yards and then we're done. So yes, I hope to see this more integrated into the game in the future. Now, today's episode is going to be about another room dedicated to the spoils of our adventures in the Resonance Archive. And that's going to be a showroom. A small showroom, maybe even closer to a small gallery. But I want to turn this into a little room where we can show off how I can fall off ledges. But I want to show off or at least some of the things we've gotten from the Resonance Archive in this little room here. Which will also make sure that drifters can't get up here and annoy us through this little hole. And I guess I could patch that up eventually. But yes, I want to turn this into a showroom, and that's what we're going to do. And that means we're going to need a lot of, you guessed it, display cases. Now, someone over on our little Discord server, the Gaming with Corazar Discord, named Defro5 has made a wonderful little mod. You'll notice that if we're standing in the middle of this room, we really can't see these butterflies very well. And even if we get close, they're kind of, they're at a bit of an angle. We have to sort of get up on top of them and look down into them to really get a good look at them. And that's kind of not my favorite thing in the world. Well, Defro5 has come up with a brand new little mod, and all it does is add a couple new display cases, actually just one. And they are made like this. They are slanted display cases. Check it out. Look at that. Let's move these butterflies in here. Ah. Yes. Oh my goodness. Give me that one. Absolutely. Look at that. I don't have to stand on the table to see them. In fact, they actually have a worse view from the table. If you stand back a little, you can get a good look at them, and it's not clouded by the glass. Thank you, Defro5. This is an amazing little mod, and I'm going to keep this on. And we are going to use this mod today quite extensively, I think. I want to replace all of the display cases in this room with it, and then we're going to use probably some more by running into the door frame. But we're going to use some more in the showroom, which is currently the drifter room. We'll leave them to it. Yep. However, as you might see, I only have 10 more pieces of glass. So I'm going to need to start some blueberries, get some glass going, and then while that's happening, I will put together a product bin for the things we need to build our new room. Drifter leather couches. Yes, yes please. So comfy. Okay everyone, after a day and a half or so of prep work and other chores, I present to you... right, not done yet. We're not quite there in the episode yet. I present to you the wooden trunk full of what I think I want to work with in this room. So we're going to start this off by getting the floor in before anything else, because I sometimes forget to do the floor and then I end up with like things on the floor, and no one likes dealing with that. So we're going to go ahead and just tear out all of this dirt and this stone. And we're going to replace it with some flooring. We're going to use the same floor that we have in the living room, a ring of oak with some larch in the center. I think it's a real nice floor. It helps kind of ground the room and keep you sort of focused in the center, or at least your feet in the center, and gives whatever we put on the walls something nice and contrasty, assuming we're not putting anything, you know, brown against the walls. Now, for the walls, as you can see, we are still underground here, so whatever we do down here won't be visible from the outside, which is kind of a shame because I had an idea for what to do around here at the edge, but I think it would look kind of funny now, in retrospect, considering what I also want to do for these walls. So let's start by getting our bottom layer of wall in. And for that, we're going to use some chert. I thought a nice deep red would help sort of ground everything here. And we're going to chisel it in along here. Perfect. That's a start. And then we'll start on the second layer. Noting, however, that I'm not going to use much wall here because this is a showroom. Showrooms need light. And sure, we have lanterns. Lanterns are nice and all, but what better light than the sun? We can catch the sun from, well, I guess the evening rays, just not during this time of year. And we'll get some nice sunlight in from here, and we'll get sunlight from here too, with a great view of the smithy from where we are. And what I want to do is we're just going to have some walls basically here, and here, and here, and here, and the rest will be windows. Now, for the interior walls, we are going to continue using the limestone. Again, this is a showroom. We don't want the walls to be the center of attention. Now, the exterior walls, we are of course going to do two-faced walls and chisel them together. I want to do some limestone bricks. We haven't really done limestone bricks yet. Limestone walls galore, yes, but bricks not so much. So we're going to put some walls in a bit like this, and we'll see how it works. And there we go. Now this corner looks a bit plain, so I was thinking we could come in with another brick bracing. Sounds like a superhero name. My name is Brick Bracing. And we could just do a bit of this. And maybe, if we're feeling dangerous, we'll get our planer out. And we're going to chisel these down to next to nothing. I believe we had just used like a single voxel here. Yes, we did. Okay. we're going to match that over here. If you're wondering why I'm not using the planer right now, it's because it does funny things to my frame rate sometimes. As you can see, it doesn't know what to do with all of the particles sometimes. There we go. And then we're just going to come in here with this, and we are going to bust out a bunch of these. There. Very nice. A nice little blue clay brick bracing. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue the limestone brick over to here, just because it doesn't make much sense to have a whole different wall or design or texture here. So I'll make a few more of these, and we'll fit them where we can. We're going to just dump some dirt right in there. We'll fit these right in here. And these three, because they are visible on the other side, we will have to chisel these in. And there we go. Okay. Now, for the roof and connecting to up there, I think I'm going to hold off on that again because I'm not sure yet what we're going to do for that room. I do want to have some kind of roof here, and I'm thinking it's going to be some of this, some of the slate tile. So we're going to come through here, and I'm going to just put some roofing probably right about at this level. And we'll do a bit of this. And maybe we'll bring this over the whole way to there. And then we'll do something else here when it comes time. But I think this would be nice. We have a bit of a roof sticking out. That way, like, whatever water drips down from above doesn't just splash right here and get more crud on our walls. Alright, now since it is high roof activity, we are going to need to get some windows in here, stat. So let's do that. I am thinking we're going to use probably some walnut windows, like we did in the library here, because I think we need a nice neutral color. We already have the bright red of the chert. I don't want to oversaturate everything by using our more standard pine. Close you. Find walnut. Walnut acquired. Retrieve lead from place we forgot it. Close door for safety. Ah. We do already have a couple of glass panes, which is great. Because I think... yes, this way we need 1, 2, 3. And we can fit these right in there. So, windows going in. Done. We have a safe room now, minus the fact that this lantern is not for this room. And let's move on to the next thing. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these walls in here. I won't bore you with those details. You've seen me chisel in limestone 1,000 times. So we're going to go ahead and just get these in. And bingo bango, we have our 3 1/2 block tall room already. Let's go ahead and we are going to chisel in some oak right in here as our trim. It's our crown molding. And then we shave it down, just like we're doing caulk. Oops. There, fixed. Then, break time. Ah, much better. So then, I think it's time for us to start thinking about the door frame, which means we need to do an exterior door frame, as well as an interior one. I think we can just copy them both from, yeah, here. I totally fixed this. Yeah, it's first thing on my mind. That's what I did. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's get the Nike shoes on. Let's just do it. Ah. I bet some of you have been screaming at me to fix that for ages, haven't you? But let's get these going on. We're going to fill all of these as we usually do. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lock ourselves out of the room for a second. And get our pantograph. And we're going to do some copy pasta. Alright, and with just a few minutes of copy and pasting and fixing lighting, we have a nice doorway, except for a certain bit of dirt. Almost got stuck there. And now we have a nice doorway. Perfect. And hey, it's daylight. Excellent. Alright, there is one more thing to do to this room before we get to decorating with the things that will go in here. And actually two things. One is we need official room light. Right there. I think that's a pretty good spot. I could go for like this corner or maybe along this wall. But hey, you know what? Let's try along this wall. Do I like that more? I think I do. Well, let's take this up first. Yeah, because this will be a darker corner anyway because of less sunlight. So I think that works pretty well. And I went with copper for the nice sort of splash of additional orangey red mixed in with the other kind of warmer colors we have going here. Now, the other thing I want to get to is... Dun dun dun! Support beams. Yeah, you all know my relationship with these things. Well, we're doing it anyway. Now, I have discovered that the best way to actually place these is to place them against like a dirt block and then go from there. Because if you place them, there we go. Because if you place them using a chisel block, they tend to do really weird stuff. Go check out the episode where we built our living room if you missed our discussion on that. Like this one, we could place it against because it is not a chisel block. So we can go ahead and just drop this like right there in the corner, and we should be able to come across straight to this corner, and blam, we're done. Look at that. That just makes such a nice separation between these two areas. It's just very pleasing to my eye. Now, can we put you here? Oh, we can. Nice. I think previously we couldn't actually place these against each other like that. Alright, let's just do from you because you are a full block. And then we'll do from you again because you're a full block. Oh, yes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, let's go figure out what to fill this room with. Okay. Here we are. Now, before we put any actual decorations in here, we need to figure out what they're going to be going on. And I think we're going to want to put some armor stands around. I'm thinking in these three corners. Right like that. Because we have a bunch of ancient armor to display. And I think it'll fit well here. And I think what we'll do is probably maybe behind you, we'll put an additional weapon rack. No, that's still too hidden. Let's put it somewhere else. Where would a weapon rack go? Maybe next to you. That should do. And then we have actually a few more books. So I think I might make a little oak bookshelf. Or I would if I had more oak. And I think this will go maybe here next to a pair of floating shelves. Or not. Next to a single floating shelf because of the blocks that we put there. These blocks. What we could do is we could reverse those because you're in a corner, so I think we can just take you. Let's break these guys. Oops, not that. Put our shelf in, and then, oh boy, this is a dangerous operation. I'm going to see if we can get this. I'm going to see if we can display ball, but I don't. Hey. I'll take it. I will take it. Yes. Okay, so floating shelves and odds and ends there. If we were able to pick up any of the pots, I put them down here. So what I think we'll do in the future is I think we might see if we can take a trip to an artisan and buy some of their pots because they're kind of the same. Most of them are. I don't think I have any in here unless we have like a loam vessel. Nope. We have a loam planter. We could put a planter in there along with maybe a small tree. Yeah, a splash of green would be great. Ancient loam planter and autumn oak tree, apparently. Not so green this time. Now, I think here, and then maybe here, we will have little tables for displaying our other odds and ends. And I have one more table, but I don't think I want to crowd out anything. It's a little too crunchy there. So I think what I might do is I might just see if we can tuck them under here, and I'll make another pair of tables, and we'll put them under here as if these were kind of needing the tables to be supported. Now, as for what goes in these tables, I am thinking that we're going to do 2 slanted display cases here for maybe things that are shorter or flatter, and then here we'll do, you know what, maybe we'll leave the display case off of this table, and we'll just put things like the hourglass and a couple of other odds and ends right on top of it. Let's go scare up some things to decorate with now. After I remember that we had another armor stand. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's put you there, and we'll put you there. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now we go and get stuff. Okay, let's get in here and put our tables down. That's done. That does look a bit better, although I might still like to replace it with the clay vessels if we can. Let's start with the armor stands, and I think we should have the Blackguard and the Forlorn Hope contents right over here. Whoops, nope. There we go. We'll give you a Morning Star. Now we only have the body armor for the Forlorn Hope, at least the ones that, you know, aren't ours. And there's that. We'll give them a Bacillard, and then let's give them a bit of a chain and brigandine combo. And there we go. And I am purposely not fixing these up to make them look better. I want these to be in their state as we found them. So I kind of like how they're really beat up, as if we recovered this ancient armor and now it is on display. Now, if we had a wrench, we could change the stance of these armor stands. And I think we might do that here at the end. So let's get some more stuff and put it in place, and then we'll figure out what to do about these armor stands and their stances. Okay, so we have a few more really wrecked books. I think we'll put them in here, like that. Oh, they're coming to see our collection already. Hey, we're not quite ready, guys. Can you come back like in the morning? I'll be done by then, hopefully. Oh, they really want to get in. All right. Well, you can watch while I decorate here. But I want to put some things on a table. Let's put the hourglass right there. We'll put this nifty bottle in the corner. And then we have a strange device and a flow. It's a big flux capacitor. Okay. Maybe you go somewhere else. Maybe let's grab, I don't know. Maybe we just remove you. And we put you right there in the middle. That's a big one. Wow. That's a big old thing. And that leaves some negative space on this table, which I think is great. I can barely hear myself think over you guys. And then for this display case, we have a couple odds and ends we can put in here. Let's do, you know what, let's leave the Zoolite out. Do the Locust head, but that, I think, I'm not sure you can actually go in a case. We'll try. And a deformed human skull. Let's see, we have skull, yes. Can you go in here? No, okay, that's fine. Let's do the saber tooth. Ooh, that's big too. Let's do a small Zoolite instead. How about? It's a weird spot for it, but I think it was actually kind of like that when we first found it. And then we have, wow, that's big. Okay. We have a pocket knife that is the size of my entire pair of pants. Let's see, can we put you on a shelf? No, we cannot. How about you? Do you go on a shelf? Nope. Let's come back with some more weapons to put on this rack here, and see if we have anything else that can go on these shelves. Okay, so we have a couple Bacillards and a stiletto. There we go. Let's see, can you go here? You cannot. Can you go in here? No. On the ground? Oh, okay. Well, maybe then, maybe we don't use this shelf. If that's the case, let's put you there. Can we put you anywhere? No. How about you? Will you fit on the table? No, on the shelf. Shelf is fine, okay. And a diamond, let's put you here. Cloth. Hey, cloth goes on here. Let's put the cloth where we can see it. There we go. And then I had forgotten that we found a set of brigandine leg armor, so this one's actually pretty well done. It's actually bismuth bronze, and tin bronze, but that's okay. It might still be something a warrior might have worn back then. Let's move you to, like, there, right in the middle. There, we have a nice little gallery. Let's go and make ourselves a wrench so that we can modify these guys' hoses. And before I forget, let's put a little chest. Let's do it right here. There we go, an aged owl treasure chest. That should round things out. Okay, now for the wrench. Alright, now the wrench is made on the anvil, like everything else is. Made of metal, and it is right here. We're making ours out of iron, but they can be made out of most any hard enough metal. Basically, you know, copper and so on, not like lead. And very simple recipe. It's mostly splitting. And there we go. And since I still don't have a water source in our smithy, let's go dump this in our drinking water. Perfect. Now with this wrench that will last us forever, let's go ahead and just change their stances. So we have one, let's go back to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we don't want any of them where they're sticking out like this because we could get hurt. So let's just do, let's do that for this one. We'll do that and that. That means we can also come over here and do the same thing on this one. There we go. Check that out. Is that cool stance or what? Nice. Like that pose. Okay, I had to sleep to get those drifters to go away. Well, sleep and then run away for a while. But yes, check this out. And this wrench is actually useful for other odds and ends too. It can be used to modify chisel blocks and rotate them. You can also rotate stairs as needed, based on whatever side you are touching. I'm not sure how it works actually. It seems almost random, or there's a pattern to it, but it's not quite, yeah, it's not quite like a linear spin. I can't like sit here and rotate it around this axis though, the y-axis. Interesting. How about you? It looks like it just cycles between the different orientations, actually. So if you're building way up high and you're trying to use like slabs set to always vertical, which can only be placed on one side of the block from where you're facing, you could go through then and just rotate them to the side you want with the wrench. Now rotating these guys looks like it costs some durability. 1 durability per action. However, these guys do not. So yeah, bear that in mind. Well everyone, as the first snows begin to fall on our little hobbit hole here, it is time for us to say goodbye for the episode. In the next episode, it is episode 50, we'll be doing the world tour. We'll take a break from all of our activities here and load up the world in creative and fly around and take a look at all the things we've done in this last 50 episodes. That means this is a review of everything we've done in about the last 6 months, so a lot of work and a lot of time. I hope you're as excited to watch that as I am to record it. And I can't wait to take a look at everything we've done through the lens of the experience we've gained and the new projects we've completed. But as always, my name has been Korazar. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.